And welcome back to the Shutter Sports Refresh, where we give you a 5-minute recap of all of the most important news in sports from the past week. I'm your host, Lucky Roberts, and let's get started with some basketball. As it's March, the college basketball playoffs, or March Madness, are still in full swing and now have reached the Final Four, or the semifinals. The Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 went down this weekend. The biggest upset of the Sweet 16 happened when number 10 Iowa took down number 4 Nebraska in a shocking upset. Every March Madness has a Cinderella story, with an underdog team advancing farther in the tournament than they expected. And this year it was Iowa. Unfortunately, they ended up being taken down by Illinois in the Elite 8, but it was an impressive run nonetheless. Speaking of the Elite 8, one of the wildest game winners you'll see in all of basketball went down between number 1 Duke and number 2 UConn. It was up 2 with just 10 seconds to go, and all they needed to do was just wait out the clock to take home the win. They fumbled the ball though, passing it right into the hands of UConn's Braylon Mullins, who knocked down a ridiculous 3 from nearly half court to take the lead. UConn ended up winning the game by 1, advancing to the Final Four and ending Duke's season in heartbreaking fashion. That was definitely one of the most memorable moments in March Madness history. On the women's side, there was another crazy game-winning shot in the Sweet 16 between Duke and LSU. Duke found themselves down 1 with the clock winding down, and Ashlyn Jackson shot a 3-pointer for the win. The ball rolled around the rim for what seemed like forever before finally falling in, winning the game for Duke. So although Duke fans had a game winner on one side, they also had a game winner shot on them on the other side. The women's Final Four is yet to be officially set, as some more deciding games go down tonight, but we'll make sure we keep you posted. In the men's Final Four, UConn will take on Illinois, Michigan will take on Arizona, and then the championship game will take place Sunday and Monday night. Make sure to come and check the refresh to see the results. Move to some baseball news, as the MLB is officially back. The regular season kicked off Wednesday night, and all the biggest teams and players are back on the field. Each team has played 3 games, and still a handful remain undefeated. In the American League, the New York Yankees and Blue Jays expectedly both were 3-0 in their series, as they were some of the best teams in the MLB last year and added some strong players in the offseason. In the NL, the reigning champion LA Dodgers are 3-0, as well as the Brewers, who finished last season with the best record in the regular season. The big surprise so far has been the Miami Marlins, who has also started off 3-0 as well, despite not even making the playoffs last season. Unfortunately for Miami fans though, all 3 of their wins have come against the Colorado Rockies, who are one of the worst teams in the MLB, so they shouldn't be celebrating too hard just yet. There's still a long way to go in this 162-game season, so make sure to check back in on the refresh and we'll give you updates on the best teams and players as time goes on. Let's move on to some F1 now, as the third race of the season, the Japanese Grand Prix, went down over the weekend. The winner was A.K. Antonelli of Mercedes. This was Antonelli's second win in 3 races this year, so he's gotten off to a hot start. Mercedes as a team has been dominating the field this season thanks to their superior cars, looking to take the throne from the reigning champions McLaren. McLaren driver Oscar Piastri had something to say though, finishing second in the Japanese Grand Prix. This was Piastri's first time racing this year, as he had some car complications and kept him sidelined in earlier races. He'll now have quite a bit of room to catch up here in the driver's standings if he wants to put McLaren back on top. The F1 has been in news headlines recently after 2 of this year's races in the Middle East, Bahrain and Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, were cancelled due to safety conditions. That means there's going to be a massive 5-week gap before racing starts again, and drivers will only get to compete in 22 races instead of the regular 24. A really crappy outcome for F1 fans around the world. This race is now all the way on May 3rd with the Miami Grand Prix. And now for our last piece of news, let's do an NHL standings recap with just about 10 games left to go in the regular season. In the Atlantic Division, there's a close battle at the top between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buffalo Sabres. They both sit at 98 points, with the Montreal Canadiens and Boston Bruins not far behind in 3rd and 4th. In the Metropolitan Division, it's the Carolina Hurricanes who sit far ahead of the pack, holding a 9-point lead over 2nd place New York Islanders. The Pittsburgh Penguins and Columbus Blue Jackets are also just 1 point behind the Islanders at 88 each. So it's going to come down to the wire to see who gets that 2nd seed. Remember that the only top 3 teams in each division are guaranteed a playoff spot, with 2 wildcards in each conference. So these teams will have to fight hard to stay in it. Moving over to the Central Division now, the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars are still the only 2 teams in the NHL to have clinched a playoff spot. They have far and away the best records in the league, sitting at 106 and 100 points respectively. The Wild are also strong with 94 points in 3rd place. And finally, in the Pacific Pacific Division, a close battle continues between the Anaheim Ducks and the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are on a 3-game winning streak and are looking to make a comeback. They have reached the Stanley Cup Finals in the last 2 seasons. The Vegas Golden Knights are also still in it with 80 points in 3rd place. The playoffs kick off in a couple of weeks, so make sure to check back to the Refresh for more updates. And that will do it for this week's episode of the Shutter Sports Refresh. I've been your host, Lucky Roberts, and you can check me and our writer out, Finn Noel, on Instagram right here. Also make sure to check the Shutter Sports Refresh Instagram account that provides breaking news and not just a weekly recap. Thanks for watching.